Here at News Channel 5, we are committed to keeping you safe, informed, and connected. And part of that promise is ensuring every report that we bring you is founded in facts.
That's right, Amy. And as News Literacy Week continues here at NC5, we want to give you a behind-the-lens look at how our Investigates team takes a tip and turns that into a series of reports that hold the powerful accountable and potentially save lives. Here's News Channel 5's Investigates' Ben Hall.
It's the way the Investigates team starts each day. A meeting, now on Zoom, with our assistant news director, Investigates producer, two photographers, as well as Phil Williams, Jennifer Kraus, and me.
That's basically what we're working on.
It was a meeting like this in March at the very start of the pandemic when Jennifer Kraus shared a tip about multiple coronavirus cases inside a Gallatin nursing home.
At that point, we were still coming to grips with coronavirus even being in Tennessee. We could not imagine that it was going to get into our nursing homes.
She did what we do with tips, started making calls, trying to confirm what she was hearing.
We had people telling us that there were cases in here, and we were hearing from more and more people, but we could not confirm anything, so we did not report it initially. It was several days of working the phones.
The 200-bed facility assured families on Facebook and conference calls they had nothing to worry about. The state and county health departments released little information.
Initially, the health department was just saying, nothing to see here, not really anything going on here.
Public documents helped shed light on what was really happening inside the facility. News Channel 5 Investigates reviewed logs of Sumner County medical calls and discovered first responders were told to treat every call to the facility as if the patient was positive for COVID. It noted this is not for public knowledge.
But the Tennessee Department of Health now confirms they are investigating what they call a cluster of respiratory illness among residents and staff.
Finally, the health department admitted there was a cluster inside the nursing home. Jennifer kept pressing for more information.
It was important to bring this out and expose what was going on there, to put the pressure on them so that the state and county health department actually did something.
After days of reporting, things took a dramatic turn.
It was unsettling to watch as emergency crews covered from head to toe in hazmat suits and wearing breathing masks brought one patient after another out of the Gallatin Center for Rehabilitation and Healing late Friday night.
Friday evening, dozens of ambulances, some from other counties, started transporting elderly patients out of the nursing home.
Later that weekend, we had heard that there were 50 some odd patients who had tested positive for coronavirus or were showing symptoms.
The morning after the evacuation, Jennifer received a call from a family member of a resident saying their loved one had died from COVID.
Less than 12 hours after everybody was evacuated, we were hearing of someone who died.
But we could not prove the person died of COVID. Jennifer stuck to reporting only what she could prove and working closely with our producer and relying on legal advice from the attorney who advises the Investigates team.
We're very careful about what we put on. We go through, I just don't report what someone tells me. We have a whole team, a whole series of layers of people that it goes through. They say the state's plan to reopen this nursing home now will only put more lives in danger.
Jennifer went on to produce multiple reports about the Gallatin nursing home as well as others across the state, each time following the same principles.
I think it is important to hold those in power accountable.
By verifying everything to determine what's fact and what's just rumor, and continually pressing for more information.
The process sometimes takes a little longer, but when we get it on, we know what we believe to be true and accurate.
Ben, I think that's such an interesting insight into the news gathering process because, so many people hear about fake news and they don't really know how it all comes together. And the fact that she had those tips, but she waited until confirmation, that's important to point out, I think.
Yeah, I think it's so important to walk our viewers through what journalism means today here in 2021. Of course, that term gets thrown around a lot, and we want everyone to know our inside process for vetting information and getting it on the air and fact checking. And, I fear today this echo chamber where people just want to hear what they want to hear. And something, if you don't hear it and you don't agree with it, it doesn't mean it's always wrong. We're just doing things factually. And that's why we we have those conversations, whether it's over Zoom or in our newsroom like it used to be, Amy, talking things out, vetting things. You know, we go to the same churches and stores as our viewers, and we're hearing and listening to them, and we're plugged in, and we just want the truth out there.
Yes, we do. That's a good way to, nice way to say that, Ben. And we're going to continue this discussion tonight on Open Line. You can join News Channel 5 Investigates Ben Hall and Phil Williams taking your questions on the fact-finding process. That's tonight at 7 on News Channel 5 Plus, streaming on Facebook and on our website.